Hey students, it's Mrs. Hawkins. Hope you guys are having a fantastic week. This week we have a new Washington Children's Choice picture book nominee, and it is called Borrowing Bunnies. It's written by Cynthia Lord, and all of the pictures are taken by her husband, John Bald. And there's some great photographs inside I think you guys will really like. But it's a story about how the author fosters little bunnies from the Humane Society. And it talks about how when they first get them, they're very timid and scared, and how fostering makes such a big difference in these bunnies' lives. So I hope you like the story. My family fosters bunnies for an animal rescue. That means that we take care of the bunnies at our home for a few months until they're ready to be adopted by another family. Some bunnies we foster have never lived in a home or been loved. It's our job to teach them how to be good pets for their new family. You could say that we borrow bunnies. Bunnies are all different, and fostering is full of surprises. After a few days of feeling safe and loved, a bunny that had seemed shy at first might be cuddling with me and leaping off the furniture. Being surprised by the bunnies is a fun part of fostering. One pair of Netherland dwarf bunnies gave us the biggest surprise of all. These two bunnies had lived hard lives outdoors in wire cages covered only by a tarp, even in snowy weather. When they arrived at the rescue, they were hungry, thirsty, and scared. First, they were given food, water, and good care. Then the bunnies needed to learn how to live in a home. They needed to see that people could be kind. The rescue called me. I brought home a little gray bunny named Benjamin and a chocolate brown bunny named Peggotty. I gave each one a pen with food, water, hay, toys, and a litter box, and a rabbit-sized wooden house. Peggotty had a drink of water and a rest, but Benjamin was eager to explore and meet my own two bunnies, Blueberry and Muffin. He wanted all the bunnies to pay attention to him, and if they didn't, he stamped his foot. Since Benjamin was a boy and Peggotty was a girl, they couldn't live in the same pen, but they liked to visit each other and touch noses. Every day I stroked Benjamin and Peggotty to show them that people can be kind. I taught them to use litter boxes and to keep their pens clean. They discovered new treats, like bananas. When a bunny is happy, it leaps into the air and twists. That's called a binky. The first time I saw Benjamin and Peggotty binky, I grinned. They were doing so well. They had learned to live in a home and to trust people. I could see that they were happy. I thought they would soon be ready to be adopted. That's when I got a big surprise. One morning, I noticed that Peggotty had filled her little house with fur and fleece from the bottom of her pen. When I lifted the house to look inside, the fur wiggled. We had 4 baby bunnies. They looked like miniature hippos. Pip, Fezzy, Dodger, and Tiny Tim. The name Peggotty comes from a book by Charles Dickens, so we named the babies for Dickens characters too. Fezzy, short for Fezziwig, was the dark brown baby. The light-colored one was Dodger. Pip was reddish-brown, and the littlest baby was Tiny Tim. I checked on them as Peggotty hopped around the room. I gave her some carrot tops and told her she was a good mama. Every day Dodger and Fezzy changed. As their fur grew, they stopped looking like baby hippos. Instead, they looked like tiny bunnies. But Pip and Tiny Tim were not born well and strong. We helped them nurse before Dodger and Fezzy to be sure they got enough to eat. We tucked them between their stronger siblings to keep them warm. We asked the rescue and our veterinarian for help and tried everything they suggested. But Tiny Tim lived only a few days, and Pip died soon after. My heart was broken. For a while after Pip and Tiny Tim died, I felt both happy and sad whenever Dodger or Fezzy did something new. I was happy that Dodger and Fezzy were healthy, curious baby bunnies, but I was sad that Pip and Tiny Tim hadn't the chance to grow up too. Fezzy and Dodger learned to eat hay, drink water, sniff, climb, and hop. They played with toys and a tunnel. They even liked to cuddle with two stuffed animal bunnies. We named those toy bunnies Pip and Tiny Tim. Whir, whir, ding dong. Dodger and Fezzy heard interesting sounds at our house: the doorbell, the television, music, and the vacuum cleaner. They explored new places. They visited Benjamin and touched noses. The first time I took Fezzy and Dodger outdoors, a breeze was blowing. They felt earth and grass under their paws. They heard cars going by and our neighbor hammering, a dog barking, and birds singing. During each new experience, Fezzy and Dodger were shy at first, then brave. Fezzy and Dodger kept growing and growing and growing. I touched and held each of the bunnies every day. I also invited others to hold them so they wouldn't be afraid of new people. After being fostered in our home for 8 weeks, Fezzy, Dodger, Peggotty, and Benjamin were ready to be adopted. They had all learned how to live in a home and be good pets. For a long time, Peggotty would hop over and rub her chin on my foot whenever she was out of the pen. That's a bunny's way of saying, "You belong to me." Then, if I reached for her, she would dart away. But now, after she rubbed her chin on me, she'd put her head down for me to pet, asking me to love her back. I had some mixed up feelings, as you always do when getting ready to say goodbye. These bunnies had changed my life as much as I had changed theirs. Fezzy was the first one to be adopted. She went home with a wonderful family. I sent her off with a bag full of familiar toys and things that smelled like her bunny family, including one of the stuffed animal bunnies. Then Dodger and Peggotty were adopted together by a family with 2 daughters. That left Benjamin. As I thought about finding a home for him, I got another surprise. I realized that Benjamin already had a home. With us. My family adopted Benjamin, and now he's ours for keeps.